Hi everyone. So before we start this video, I just want to let you guys know that I'll be making some updates to my channel. This will no longer be a gameplay channel. It will still remain a gameplay channel, and we'll still talk about games, but it's going to be a little different. For starters, I'm going to talk about movie-based games, specifically this movie right now, which is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. So I'm going to be reviewing movies based on games, and I'm also going to start reviewing video games too, as my own honest opinion. So I know the lighting looks bad in here. I tried the best I could. I need to get a dedicated workspace for this. Because the lighting, I have lights, okay? Look, I'm in film school. Trust me, I'm in film school. They set me lights. I don't have a place to set them up right now. I really need my own office. So yeah, that's the thing. Maybe if I get big one day, I'll rent an office and I'll have my own dedicated area. So yeah, we got some working out to do. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Let's jump right into the review. You want me to hold you? No, you don't want me to hold you? She doesn't like it when I hold her. Alright, give me a kiss. Alright, you can go. Bye, kitty. So let's start off with the big fact. I pleasantly enjoyed this movie per se. It's definitely not the best, but compared to the Paul W.S. Anderson movies, this is definitely a big upgrade. And it's not without its issues, and I'll get into what I think didn't work in the movie, but I'll also tell you why I enjoyed the movie despite these flaws. So I'm going to talk about what didn't work first. So what didn't work first was combining the stories from the first and second game. And it wouldn't be an issue if they made the movie like 2 hours, but the movie is an hour and a half. And that's not a lot of time to combine two stories. It felt rushed. They didn't spend time to character development, and that's another issue I'll get into later in the video, but they didn't spend much time on character development or any of that. And overall, the third act was rushed. A lot of stuff was rushed. My cat is just playing around. But a lot of stuff felt rushed over. Jesus Christ, cat. Alright, let's get back into the review. The second thing that didn't work was the way Leon as Kennedy was portrayed. I have nothing wrong with Leon looking like he does. I mean, he looks like a fine actor. I have no issue with the way he looks. That was never an issue for me. The issue for me was the way he was portrayed. He was kind of, you know, how do I say it? He was just not Leon. Obviously he was a rookie, but he was kind of a pansy too, and kind of way too jumpy. And I was just not used to it. It was just a weird decision. I know he's supposed to be a rookie, but even in the games, he's not this scared of anything realistically. He eventually comes up and becomes the hero and kind of mans up and not be a pansy about everything. But at the start, he kind of was just annoying, an annoying character, to say the least. Yeah, that's another issue I have with the movie. The third and final issue I really did have with the movie was the horrible visual effects. Now, granted, some of the visual effects actually looks good, like the liquor, but like the stuff with William Birkin. Actually, there's 4 things I didn't like about the movie. I'll get to that. The stuff with William Birkin, with him in the Muncher's phase, it looked absolutely awful. There was a lot of laughably bad CGI moments in this movie. Like, you wouldn't believe how laughably bad some of these sequences are. So that's another issue I really had with the movie. And issue 4 that I really had with the movie was it relied on you knowing the video games. Now, what I mean by that is, if you have never played the video games, you're not going to know what the hell is going on. They never really discussed William Birkin as being an evil person in the movie. And obviously, I know he's evil because I played the video games. I completed Resident Evil 2. I've yet to complete Resident Evil 1, but I played Resident Evil 2. So I know he's evil, but I went to go see this with a friend who doesn't play games, and he was just shocked that he was evil. And, you know, and a lot of the character development, you would have to know the video games, because The movie relies on you knowing the video games in order to know the character's development. That is such a terrible decision, and it doesn't work here. It just doesn't. So yeah. Now, finally, on to why I like this movie. Despite all its flaws, I found it entertaining. It was cheesy. It was laughably bad in some places, but I actually enjoyed it. I didn't find it boring. I didn't find it horrible. It's bad, but to me, it's the good kind of bad. I'm just a sucker for cheesy horror movies that are terrible. But it can't stand on its own, and that's the problem here. And, you know, I think they could have spent a lot more time on these characters if they just adapted the first game first and not do both 1 and 2 at the same time, which is a big issue with the movie. That's one reason why I'm probably never going to see it again. But I might. I don't know. I did enjoy myself, which you want in a movie, but it was a weird kind of fun. So anyway, that is it for my review. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, you can leave now. But I'm going to get into a little bit of a spoiler territory, which is why I'm not going to credit this review as spoiler-free, because there's going to be spoilers. So right here is where there'll be spoilers, so you could just back out if you have not seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that post-credit scene with Ada Wong appearing. Wesker finally gets his glasses, and the way it actually made sense to me, the route they took with Ada Wong working with Albert Wesker. It made sense to me, but they're trying to do something completely different, so it's kind of weird that they're doing this completely different from the games. And I understand they want to change some things from the games to make it more cinematic, but you combined two games into one, which is a big issue. But I'm kind of interested to see where the story goes with Ada Wong and Albert Wesker, now that we know that Albert Wesker was working with Ada Wong. So we'll see where this goes. So yeah. Another thing is they kind of killed Chief Irons in this movie. I don't know if he dies in the Resident Evil 2 games, because I've only completed Resident Evil 2 once, and it was as Leon Kennedy. I've never played Claire's side of the story. Oh, I have. I just never completed Claire's side of the story. And I'm trying to get through it, but I don't know if Chief Iron ever dies. So yeah. But anyway, if you did enjoy this review, let me know if you're gonna go see the movie or if you're not. I'm willing to hear what other people thought about the movie. I quite enjoyed it because it was cheesy fun, even though it's not what I really wanted from the movie. So yeah, let me know, and I'll see you next time. So yeah.